Hi everyone, my name is Josie Lizzo, and this is my social identity timeline in my responses to the community case study. So, for the social identity timeline, the identity I am deciding to reflect on for this assignment is my religious or spiritual affiliation. And so I identify as a Catholic Christian, and I'll just be going through all the different time boxes throughout my faith. And yeah, so let's get started. Time box number one, ages 0 to 5. I was born into the world. I had no conscience, no choice. And my parents really taught me the tradition and rules of the Catholic Church and just like how to pray, basically. And messages I heard often in that time box, just to pray before I eat or sleep from my parents, and the behaviors I just learned the sign of the cross. So then, ages 6 to 10, I was a shy, quiet kid. I attended Sunday school just because I had to, and then I received my first communion, but I didn't really question it or really know my faith. Like, I just did it because I was told. And so, messages I heard was just learning the Ten Commandments, and behaviors was just how to receive first communion. And then from ages 11 to 15, I was still a shy, quiet kid. I was really insecure and shy to speak about my faith, so I sort of stepped away, like I wasn't as intentional about it, and I just really didn't take the time to learn about it. I just did as I was told. And so I had my confirmation sacrament done. I didn't really question it again, or at this time really care, but I still went to church because it was a family tradition or routine. Messages I heard during this time, I during my confirmation sacrament, I had to pick a confirmation saint, so that was one of the messages that sort of stuck with me in this context. For behaviors, I was just, again, attending church mindlessly, and just, I guess, a bad behavior that I wanted to consider in this context is just missing a service was considered bad. And so, yeah, that was this time box. And so, ages 16 to the present time box, during the age of like 16, 17, I was really surrounded by bad influences, but eventually I stopped being around them, and then I started taking my faith seriously at the age of 20. I started visiting other Christian Catholic churches, and that just further like grew or sparked my faith. And then today, I just really continue educating myself on what it means to be a follower of Christ. Messages I heard during this time box. One of my like new friends in faith that I had gained actually this past year. I remember her saying like, "Oh, church is so chill," and it really is. Like, it is just so chill, and just another message that I remember hearing is that like faith is your own journey, and that's really how I like to think about it, because it really is. Like, you can't really compare your faith and other faiths to others because it is your own journey. So that's a message that I feel like really sticks with me. And then I remember just seeing and also purchasing a lot of like Christian merch. Like, I remember I have this hoodie, it says like faith over fear, and I just see it on Instagram and just like clothing. So yeah, those are like a couple messages like I see in this time box. And then behaviors that are relevant into the context of this time box. I started reading my Bible and just meditating in prayer, praying the rosary, and then I've also started just wearing like cross jewelry, or just also wearing my Sunday best, because like even though church is chill, like I still like to dress nice for it. So yeah, that is my social identity timeline, and then we're switching over to the community case study. What is it? The responses. All right. So, I'm not going to read the case study because we all have access to it. So, these are my responses to the questions. So, for number one, where do you recognize power imbalance? This case study shows a power imbalance between the research team and participants, where the participants may feel pressured to provide sensitive information to receive incentives. For question number two, how do you propose changing this power of balance? I said that changing this power imbalance would be to use alternative incentive methods that protect participant privacy, such as a third-party distribution method, while maintaining compliance with the institution's policies. And for question 3, if I were a public health and nutrition researcher in this case study, how would I consider my social identities when managing my conversation with the budget manager and working with study participants? I said that if I were the public health nutrition researcher in this case study, I would consider social identities that align with my professional role to discuss participant protection and research integrity. When working with participants, I would be mindful of my position of authority and prioritize clear, respectful communication to support informed and voluntary protection. Making sure I hit all those boxes. All right, perfect. So thank you so much for listening, and that concludes my recording. Thank you.